Welcome. I would like to welcome all those attending and those watching remotely to this meeting of the New York State Unemployment Insurance Appeal Board. This is our second meeting of 2025. We are located today at the board's headquarters in Menands, New York. I wish to thank all those attending and watching this meeting for your interest in the operations and management of the UIAB. We are an adjudicative body with jurisdiction over disputes regarding eligibility and payments concerning New York State unemployment insurance. Thank you for your continued interest in this consequential work. My name is Geraldine Riley, and I am the chair of the New York State Unemployment Insurance Appeal Board. This meeting has been noticed, the draft agenda has been published, the minutes from the previous April 16th, 2025 meeting have been circulated to the members, and the public has been invited to observe in real time. This meeting is being recorded and will be available along with the minutes on our website at https://uiappeals.ny.gov. I would like to begin this meeting by expressing my thanks to all of those who have supported the work of the board in addressing the many challenges that we face. I would like to thank the staff and leadership of all our 8 offices, and of course, and primarily, I'd like to thank my colleagues on the board for their work, encouragement, and support. For this meeting, I would also like to again acknowledge the many technological innovations which this year has brought. We have accomplished much through the expertise and innovations of our leadership team. We have ensured a workplace that is better and more efficient, and while ensuring a continuing excellent product in a customer-friendly environment. We will hear more about these exciting projects during the executive presentations, but I can assure you that this has been a time of technological advancement, which will change many aspects of how we do our work, all in the interest of serving our customers and our employees in a smarter and a better way. These include virtual hearings, electronic case files, an improved customer service communication system, and UISIM and other innovations that have been accomplished or that are on the horizon. As ever, it is my hope that a regular and consistent schedule of board meetings presents a board that is proactive and accessible, and a board which aggressively addresses the 21st century challenges that we face or that we anticipate, and that we address those tasks with optimism and confidence in the skill and effort of our many, many talented employees. Each board member and each staff member is serious and interested, industrious and engaged in their approach to the important work that we do. I sincerely thank them for that. I want to acknowledge and thank our Chief Administrative Law Judge, Tracy Covey, who is based in Syracuse, but who is here today in Menands, and who has worked tirelessly to advance the board and our mission. Tracy assumed this role in a time of pandemic crisis and has led the board judiciously with empathy and wisdom and compassion, and so well ever since. Thank you, Tracy. I want to acknowledge Lee Brown, our talented and tireless executive director, who is with us today in Menands. Lee is a beacon here for demonstrating leadership, fairness, and innovation, qualities which we highly value. So many thanks, Lee. And for this meeting, I wish to express my most sincere thanks for Principal ALJ for Appeals, Christopher Tate, who is with me here today in Menands, particularly for his work at the higher authority, but also for his many years of dedication in these very ever-changing times. Chris has provided wisdom and guidance throughout his career at the UIAB. He has mentored countless employees and helped so many to be successful in a very demanding and exacting and stressful workplace. Thank you for your many years of dedicated service to the UIAB, Chris. I want to thank Heidi Kelly, who is taking the minutes, and our talented BSA team, Amy Higby, Nastasia Tripp, and Jared Bowl, who will be assisting with their technology today. Before the call to order, I would like to remind board members, staff, and the public that our next public meeting of the board will be held Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. Thank you. I'm now calling the meeting to order, and our first order of business is a roll call of attendees by Lee Brown. Lee, is a quorum present? And
Thank you, Chair Riley. Chair Riley, first, I'd like to note that you are Manans and we'll take the remainder of the roll call. When I say your name, please say you're present and note your present location that is accessible to the public. Board Member Randall Douglas.
Present, Manans.
Thank you. Board Member Kimberly Jean-Pierre.
Present, Manans.
Thank you. Board Member Marilyn O'Mara.
Present, Elmira Office.
Thank you. Board Member June O'Neill.
Present, I'm in the Ogdensburg office.
Thank you. Chair Riley, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Lee. Next order of business is to review and adopt the draft agenda for today's meeting. Could you please take a minute to read the agenda, which has been circulated and published? Is there a motion to accept the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, Randy. All in favor of the vote to accept the agenda, please signify by saying aye.
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 Hearing no opposition, the agenda is adopted. Turning now to the adopted agenda. Our next item is to read the minutes from our October 16th, from our April meeting and adopt them into the record.
Madam Chair, I would move that we waive the reading of the minutes from the last meeting and adopt them into the record as presented.
Thank you. Is there a second to
Second.
the motion? Thank you, Jen. All in favor of waiving the minutes reading and adopting them into the record, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you. Hearing no opposition, the minutes are adopted without being reread. Now we turn to our reports. Our first report is the report by the Executive Director, and that would be a report delivered by Lee Brown.
Thank you, Chair Riley. Good morning, everybody. It's good to see everybody again. And as we walk into 2025 with high aspirations focusing on customer service, we have not skipped a beat. Staffing on the administrative team has been rather flat. We had 2 June retirements, Joan Marie McAaron, who retired last summer, but then did come back to us part-time, and Sushma Kapoor out of Hauppauge. Blas Barreto from Garden City was awarded the Labor Services Representative position at Hauppauge, and we're currently backfilling his LSR position in Garden City. We did finish our interviews last week, and on Friday, we did make a recommendation to Human Resources and our new candidate. She is someone that worked for us before, and she's returning, which we're very happy to have her back. The judges like her, and she'll be starting on September 11. As of right now, Jenny Banghart is holding down the fort. Jenny was instrumental in helping us set up Kimberly's office, so they're in good hands there. Lastly, we had one administrative person who left for a promotional opportunity here in Manans. That vacancy should be posted shortly. That will be for an office assistant 3. I know Tracy is excited about her new hire, so I'll give her an opportunity to tell you about her new class. I met all of them on July 3rd during their meet and greet. I can't thank Department of Labor personnel and finance enough for allowing us to do these large recruitments. It's unheard of in my 10 years of state service to be able to do these type of recruitments. And I know it's been hard work for Tracy, Allison Farrar, who's our training pal, and the other judges who would do all the interviewing and the training. But it's definitely helped us keep pace with our judicial retirements. So thank you everyone involved in that. We have been working on some projects around the virtual hearings platform. At the beginning of June, we're thrilled to say that our platform is now available in 16 different languages to accommodate our customers. So now when they log into our virtual hearings, they can pick one of the 16 languages. To my knowledge, from the research I've done, I do believe this is the first hearing platform in the state that has all the different languages. So I haven't seen one yet in my research, so I'm pretty excited to be the first. We've been working on some projects around, in December, we started to look at the employee ticketing system to provide better source of assistance for employees and allow us to track and organize issues to collect longitudinal data and recurrent issues. The BSA team explored options with ITS and found a vendor that would meet our needs. Our BSA 2, Jared Bowl, he built out the platform based on our needs. We had the quote finalized all the procurement documents for the system, and a little update from what I wrote down originally. We're just looking at ITS to connect it and go live. That's all set. So we'll do the next few weeks, and then that will be placed in our UIB SharePoint. So anything with technology, staff can go to that and find out where they need to go. So that'll be nice. The Unemployment Insurance System Improvement Modernization Project, UISIM, is moving along. We have a number of admin and judges for the UISIM project for user acceptance testing, which is UAT. It's the application testing. We also have several dedicated admin and judges who are creating our training program and who will then train the board members and the staff before go live. Creating the training is complicated and time consuming, so the BSA team, with their great track record for providing and developing training and delivering training on past technology systems, we have placed them in charge. And with that in mind, Jared and the team is leading the organization of the training and working with the trainers on the training outline at this time. Training will be scheduled approximately 2 months before go live, and all staff will have a few weeks to practice after the training before the official go live. The go live date has not yet been officially announced, just so that you know. But don't worry, because you'll get your training before, plenty of time, just like with the board hearings. The BSA team and a few admin and judges are also working with ITS to test the Windows 11 upgrade. This is not time consuming. Our testers are using a specific laptop to do their work to ensure that Windows 11 will not conflict with the vast scope of tasks and systems used in the employees' daily work. Thus far, we haven't had any issues, and we hope that will continue. The biggest hurdle that comes up is that some laptops need more space. So we need to ensure that everyone has enough space for the upgrade. ITS is discussing when that go live will occur. I don't expect that honestly until next year. But it should not impact anyone, but we'll let you know in advance. The BSA team also started a monthly lunch and learn in April to assist employees with upcoming modernization systems. We've had good attendance from admin and judges, and they've all been interactive with great questions during the sessions. All sessions are recorded in the event employees have a calendar conflict and in the event someone wants to reference the past training. The last thing I'll share about the BSA team is that for the 6th month in a row, the team was recognized statewide by ITS for having the highest quality assurance score for our website, which was a 99.6. This past month, ITS original goal was to move all the state agency and boards above a 90. And 90 is good, and I'd be proud of the team for meeting ITS's goal, but it sure is great to be number one at 99.6 and to be number one 6 months in a row. Our Manans office completed an office refresh. We had our carpets cleaned, walls repainted or touched up. We're also waiting on new carpets to be installed in Garden City and fresh paint there. We've been keeping a close eye on our offices to ensure that our staff is working in clean and bright places. ITS also recently worked with the Department of Labor, Workers' Compensation Board, and the Department of Motor Vehicles to upgrade the Garden City office network. This project was initiated because we received reports of network latency and connectivity issues in that location. The UIB always issues tickets to the help desk when those problems occurred. This resulted in ITS running tests and discovering that the virtual hearings and other agency systems were overloading the network at times. ITS then had the work quoted and work with all the agencies to install the new circuit and upgrade the network, which was completed and tested successfully on July 1st. This was a big task for ITS because they were working with 3 different agencies. So as you can imagine, that didn't go smoothly for them, but the testing went smoothly for us. So we're very happy about that. In an effort to improve customer service and support a clean work process for personnel, we awarded a contract to a vendor to conduct an on-site evaluation of the underlying technology systems, processes, and workflows between the New York State Department of Labor and the UIB. The goal is to identify inefficiencies, slow processing times, and missing or complete functionality that hinder the effective processing of unemployment and claims appeals. The work is scheduled to be done September 2nd and 15th. So in October, we'll be able to report you on what came of that project. 2025 is continuing in the same fashion as past years, and I'm proud our focus is on customer service for all our stakeholders and our employees. And thank you all. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Lee.
Thank you.
I want to congratulate you on having accomplished so much and your team being so proactive in recognizing ways we can better serve the public. And to have the 16 different languages available as a first in the state is a tremendous accomplishment. I think it shows our dedication to getting things done in the right way. And I think we've spoken about the website before, how to have it. I think the last time we met, it was the third time.
month in a row,
The
yeah.
third month, here we are, it's the 6th month in a row to have the best website in the state. You know, we come to work every day and everybody does their best, and it's nice that when it's acknowledged that our best is the best.
Yeah.
So many thanks for that. Are there any questions or comments regarding Lee's report?
Just a thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, is there a motion to accept the report and incorporate it into the record?
So moved.
Thank you, Randy. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kimberly. All in favor of accepting the report and incorporating it into the record, please signify by saying aye.
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 Hearing no nays, the report is incorporated into the record. Thank you, Lee.
Welcome.
Continuing on with our agenda, we now go to the report of the Chief Administrative Law Judge, which will be delivered by Tracy Covey.
Thank you, Chair Riley, and good morning, everyone. It's good to see your faces again. It's hard to believe we're already halfway through 2025. And as you can tell from Lee's report, it has been a busy year so far. On the judicial side, we've been focusing on technology, process streamlining, customer service, and building our judicial knowledge base. I'd like to begin with an update on our fast-growing CLE program. At our last board meeting, I reported that in January of this year, we launched an on-demand CLE library. We've been steadily adding programs and now have a total of 8 CLE programs available dealing with different areas of unemployment insurance. These presentations are fairly labor intensive, and many of our ALJs have been contributing to this project by creating legal outlines and PowerPoint presentations, as well as recording their own videos that are then spliced and, the BSA team does their magic, and then they're posted on our CLE SharePoint. The topics posted so far cover various areas of the law, including an overview of the law surrounding good cause to quit a job, provoked discharge, downsizing and reductions in force, reasonable assurance, an overview of what constitutes misconduct for unemployment insurance purposes, dishonesty in the workplace, insubordination, and we even recently posted a program on how to make legal writing understandable to the public, which we are very proud of as well, because that goes to our initiative to really maintain the best customer service that we possibly can. And later this month, we will be posting a presentation on work authorization requirements for foreign nationals. Excuse me. Our shift to a paperless workplace has also been going smoothly. Beginning on January 21st of this year, we discontinued use of paper files at the lower authority or the hearing section. The higher authority's transition occurred slightly later because we made a decision that if a case file started in paper, it would remain in paper, so we would know where it was at in the process. And at this point, both the lower and higher authority are primarily using the e-case files. There are a few paper case files that we still have to get through at the higher authority, but they're pretty much gone. And so we are becoming a truly paperless workplace. Judicial staff quickly adjusted to this change, and from what I hear, many people like the electronic case file just as well as paper. And it really does help because we're not lugging around boxes of case files and, having to ship things around the state. So that has increased our efficiencies as well. In other news, I had the privilege of attending the National Association of Unemployment Insurance Appeal Professionals, or NYUAP, attending their conference in Kansas City, Missouri in the beginning of June this year. Representatives from every region in the country attended, and USDOL participated via video conferencing. There were presentations on various topics, including artificial intelligence, legislative changes, subpoenas, reasonable assurance, recusals, drug testing, onboarding best practices, and there was even a wellness-centered approach to avoiding burnout, maintaining decorum, and dealing with difficult parties, in which we got to engage in a guided meditation practice. And I can tell you, that's the first time I've ever done that. I almost fell asleep. It was so relaxing. It was wonderful. And then we also had an opportunity to see a New York Yankees versus a Kansas City Royals game. And I can report that I represented our great state by wearing my Yankees ball cap and cheered them on to a win. And Randy, I will let you know, I was also wearing a Buffalo Bills
Of course
t-shirt
you were.
because, I just got to represent.
Of course.
And I can, all in all, it was a fantastic conference. I learned a lot and made many new connections with different states and territories. And I look forward to having an increased role in the organization since I was just voted onto the board on the last day of the conference. So more to follow on that. And I will be becoming further involved in that particular organization. Now, turning to staffing and recruitment news, we've had a few judicial retirements so far this year. We have said goodbye to senior ALJs Dennis Torgiani, Marcella Seberg-Brackett, and Carol Procopio, as well as ALJ Craig Fishkin. Each of them worked with the board for decades and it contributed greatly to a number of our successes. So we still anticipate there will be at least a handful of more retirements throughout this year and the beginning of next year, including some key positions. And we're engaging in succession planning to make the transitions as smooth as possible. To offset the retirements, we have hired a total of 14 new ALJs this year. Our March class of 8 has completed their second quarter training and went on full calendar as of Monday of this week. Our July class of 6 ALJs is in their second week of training, and they've just completed the intensive misconduct training with our expert, who is in residence, Professor Tate. They are currently being trained on hearing procedures and are scheduled to start holding their first misconduct hearings on July 28th. Now, switching gears from personnel to our quality numbers, our federal quality review scores remain remarkably high. For the first quarter of 2025, 20 audits were completed, no critical errors were found, and we had an average score of 99.09. All of these cases achieved the U.S. Department of Labor's passing grade of 85% or better, and 14 of the 20 hearings actually had perfect scores of 100. We are currently conducting FQR audits for the second quarter of 2025, and I will report on that in our next meeting. Now, while our quality remains high, we continue to struggle to meet the USDOL acceptable level of performance markers for the lower authority. Validated data shows that the average case age at the lower authority for June of 2025 was 63.78 days, which, as you know, is well above the acceptable 30-day average. Unfortunately, we've been receiving high intake from DOL all year and have been unable to schedule all of the cases as quickly as we would like. We are still focusing on scheduling the oldest cases first and have issued decisions on over 18,000 case numbers so far this year. So we are moving the work forward. It's just not at the level that we are receiving in at this point. Now, we remain hopeful that with our increased staffing and bringing all of these new hires up to full speed and up to full calendar, that we will significantly increase the number of cases we can hear and decide each week. So I'm hopeful that the average case age will start going down. At the higher authority, our numbers are improving, although we are still not hitting the average case age requirement of 40 days. Currently, our average case age is around 47 days. This is also due to staffing and the need for some of our judicial staff to dedicate 100% of their time to the very important computer modernization project that Lee referred to in her report. Despite this, we have issued approximately 2,300 appeal decisions so far in 2025. So the work is still moving forward. And I would like to thank you all for your dedication and your hard work to making that happen. This concludes my report. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak with you today.
Thank you, Tracy. I just want to again acknowledge the continuing excellence that you've created and insisted on, and how our whole organization is dedicated to excellence. And that, of course, is reflected in customer service and the way we, frankly, the way we treat our staff and the way we treat our customers. It's hard work, it's stressful work. The ALJs and the admin people, we deal with the public every day. And it's a very complicated issue, but you represent the state and you represent the law in the best possible way. I would like to acknowledge the CLE library, which is accessible and has been used by not only ALJs, not only attorneys. Of course, the CLE library is a continuing legal program, so lawyers will engage and take the classes for credit. But the courses are there for all employees of frankly, of the state. And they're available, they're in plain language, and we want to make the law accessible. You've been able to do that, so many thanks for that. Congratulations on being part of the NYS organization, because to have that integration of ideas and the exchange of ideas at the state level is so important for our growth and for how we can improve the work of our colleagues too. We want to be that incubator for good ideas, and it's happening. So thanks for the work you're doing there. Of course, how could we not again recognize the persistent, remarkable quality of 99.09 as an average score under the federal quality review. We're doing the work, we're doing it well, and that I think is reflected here. So many thanks for that. Are there any comments or thoughts, questions
Yes,
that could be directed to Tracy?
Tracy, congratulations on being voted on to the board.
Thanks.
I'm sure you'll do a wonderful job as you do here. I always see in your report, you always worry about sending out saying how we're not meeting the guidelines, but the quality of work is more impressive than the timeliness. It's to get it right, and you make sure our people get it right. So kudos to that. I know you focus so much, you want to meet those deadlines, but the timeliness stuff, but the quality is impressive. So
Well, I'm wondering why we don't have the 0.81 to get us all the way to 100%, right?
of course you do.
Right.
What's it heaven for, Tracy?
Right?
So thank you, Randy. Are there any other thoughts or questions for Tracy?
Can I point out something? Not really my
Yeah.
place per se, but to go on what you're saying, Randy, I think you all would be proud to know that with Tracy going to NYS, there was about 5 states that actually asked for our judicial training. And I think that speaks volumes with our quality control and the training that we give the judges. And
Yeah.
I just wanted you all to know that.
Right, and as well, of course, our bench manual.
Yep.
We've had requests for that as well. So it's really wonderful. We're able to, again, acknowledge the Empire State and
Yeah.
the greatness of what we do. So thank you for that.
And back about talking about the paper files too, I was just telling Jerry, my office in Plattsburgh, I used to have to box them, carry them up and down the stairs when they come in, and then I'd have to drive them over 3 miles to make sure I made it to the UPS store before they closed, and I was like the last one into they go, here he comes again. He's got 10 boxes of cases, so you made our life a heck of a lot easier for sure, and them, they're very appreciative. I was just in there the other day for a personal issue, and they go, you never come here anymore.
Well, I'm happy to be able to help.
Yeah.
That's, a lot of that is on Lee.
Thank you, guys.
Lee really moved us forward with the paperless project, and she did a fantastic job and made it so, we saw what some of the concerns could be even before we went paperless, and she addressed those with administrative staff and judicial staff. So it made the transition extremely smooth for us.
Wonderful.
Well, I'm glad to both be as a new board member that I'm not carrying boxes.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
still
they're
fun.
heavy. They're heavy.
They are heavy. But sometimes they burst open and they're like, uh-oh.
Okay, well, thanks again, Tracy, and of course Lee as
Yes.
well. So if there are no further comments, is there a motion to accept the report of the Chief Administrative Law Judge and incorporate it into the record? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Marilyn. And is there a second?
Second.
Second, thank you, Kimberly. There's a motion before us, which has been seconded to accept the report. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Hearing no negative votes, the report has been accepted. The vote is affirmative and it has been incorporated into the record. We are now moving on to our final report, which is the report of the Principal ALJ for Appeals, Christopher Tate.
Thank you, Chair Riley. Good morning, everyone. I want to report on several cases handed out by the court in the second quarter of this year. Matter of Watts was decided on May 15th, and the site is 2025 New York Active Lexus 3048. In this case, the court affirmed the board's decision disqualifying claimant from receiving benefits because she voluntarily left employment without good cause. Claimant, a clinical researcher coordinator for a cancer institute, informed the vice president of clinical research that she had been accepted into nursing school. The vice president advised her that she could not continue in her present full-time position while attending school, but a per diem position would be created for her. Claimant began classes on September 8th of 2023. On September 11th, the vice president informed her that it received approval to proceed with the posting of her per diem role, but would need a resignation letter from claimant stating her last day of work in order to do so. Claimant submitted a letter on September 12th, resigning effective September 27th, following the use of certain accrued leave. Claimant resigned with the understanding that in accordance with the employer's general policy, the per diem position had to be approved and posted prior to her being able to apply for it, and no set start date or salary for the position had yet been determined. About 2 weeks after her resignation was effective, on October 12th, the per diem position had not been posted and claimant applied for unemployment insurance. Citing matter of Martinez, the court held that resigning from a position in order to pursue academic studies, while commendable, constitutes a personal and non-compelling reason from separating from employment. Citing matter of Bruton, the court also held that leaving employment without a firm job offer, and most significantly here, a start date for new employment, does not constitute good cause. Matter of Egypt was decided on May 29th, and the site is 2025 New York Active Lexus 3287. Here, the court affirmed the board's decision holding claimant not capable of employment and charging her with a recoverable overpayment and imposing forfeiture and monetary penalties. The court found that claimant was employed as a part-time sales associate for a retail store. Claimant was diagnosed and treated for cancer from March of 2020 through April of 2021, during which time she did not work. Her physician advised her that it was medically necessary that she quit her job due to an aggressive tumor in her right arm/shoulder. In May of 2020, she filed the claim for benefits effective March 16th of 2020, and as a result of her certifications for benefits for the period of March 29th of 2020 through May 2nd of 2021, received regular and federal unemployment benefits. Physician had informed the Department of Labor that claimant was unable to work in any capacity or occupation from March 15th of 2020 through April 28th of 2021, and that claimant could resume working with limitations as of April 28th of 2021. Claimant received Social Security disability benefits during this time because she was deemed disabled due to her medical condition. Despite being on a medical leave, claimant certified during the relevant time period that she was available for work. Citing matter of Kogslowski, and that site is 211 83rd 1275. The court held substantial evidence supported the board's decision that claimant was not available to work during the relevant time period that she certified for benefits, noting that the claimant's doctor did not approve her return to work until April 18th of 2021. The third case is matter of Shanker, and that was decided on May 29th, and that site is 2025 New York Active Lexus 3307. The court affirmed the board's decision holding claimant an unlicensed trader to be an employee of a proprietary trading firm that trades equities from its own accounts. The court found that the claimant recruited claimant while he was in college, and he was hired as a trader following graduation in 2015. At that time, the company paid claimant on a regular salary, trained him on how to become a trainer, and required him to pass certain in-house examinations. In 2016, claimant entered into a membership agreement with the company. However, his work responsibilities and conditions had not changed after he signed the agreement. Claimant was required to work at the company's offices, and the company set a schedule. The company provided claimant with capital to make his trades, but he was afforded latitude to choose which equities he would trade. His work was supervised by a direct supervisor, a group manager, and a risk manager. If claimant's trades were considered too risky, the risk manager would reduce claimant's buying power, but claimant would not be responsible to pay for any losses that he incurred. Claimant's direct supervisor had regular meetings with him to discuss his performance and to review his trades and strategies. Claimant would have to get permission from management if he wanted time off, and he was required to enter a one-year non-compete agreement. Citing matter of Tassie at 204 83rd 1276, the court held that substantial evidence supported the board's finding of an employment relationship. The court also rejected the company's contention that the membership agreement made claimant a partner of the company for the purposes of unemployment benefits, as claimant made no investments in the partnership, had no voting rights, and was not entitled to any compensation upon the company's dissolution other than paid compensation for his work. The last case is matter of Lowe, and that was decided on June 18th, and the site is 2025 New York Active Lexus 3717. Here, the court affirmed the board's decisions holding that the claimant, a ticket seller, to be an employee of a company that operated hop-on, hop-off tour buses in New York City, enabling ticketed passengers to sightsee and visit various designated attractions. The court found that the company interviewed ticket sellers and had them complete an application, trained them on the code of conduct expected of them, provided them at no cost with uniforms, identification cards, advertising placards, brochures, and credit card terminals, and trained the ticket sellers on how to use the terminals. The company's street coordinators addressed disputes between ticket sellers and consumers and among the ticket sellers. The ticket sellers were not permitted to work for competitors. The company verified their licensure, provided necessary equipment, and set parameters for ticket pricing and location of sales and controlled compensation terms. Although the company's oversight and ticket sellers' conduct were in part regulated by the city administrative code, the company exercised sufficient supervision, direction, and control over significant aspects of the ticket seller services above and beyond the regulatory requirement. Citing matter of Bankers Life and Casualty at 228 83rd 1180, the court held that the proof supported the board's finding of an employment relationship. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Chris. Are there any questions or comments regarding the cases that Chris presented today? Again, Chris, I want to thank you so much for the clarity of your presentations and how you really do address some of the most timely employment issues of our time. Certainly, whether or not somebody is an independent contractor, whether there are issues of supervision, direction, and control are endemic in the gig economy and in our present economy. So it's important to remember that the work we do has so much relevance in everyday life, whether someone is a nurse or going to school to become a nurse, or whether somebody sells tickets on a bus or does trades in Wall Street. You know, our work touches so many aspects of the dailiness of the lives of our fellow New Yorkers. So many thanks for explaining this in such a clear and important way.
Thank you.
If there are no other comments or questions, then is there a motion to accept the report and incorporate into the record?
So moved.
Thank you, Randy. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kimberly. Now, all in favor of accepting the report and incorporating the report into the record, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Hearing no nays, there is no vote in opposition, and the vote is passed. The report has been incorporated into the record. It is accepted. We now go to the portion of our agenda which encompasses new business and other. Is there any new business to discuss?
I'd just like to make a comment, Madam Chair. It was you and I, Kimberly, were meeting earlier, and it didn't take long for Kimberly to notice the work that four of you do and how well this organization is run, because the work that you four do, and just in a few short months, she's noticed, and I notice it every day. So thank you to you four. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a fabulous team. Thank you. Thank you, Randy. If there is no new business, then I do want to make a note that our next scheduled board meeting is Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. As usual, it'll be 11 o'clock. If there's no new business, is there a motion to adjourn?
Some of,
Thank you, Randy. Is there a second? Thank you, Marilyn. Is Marilyn, you were seconding that?
Yeah, she did.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. All right, all in favor of accepting a motion to adjourn, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Hearing no opposition, the motion is passed and this meeting is adjourned. So many
Thank you.
thanks, everyone. Thank
Heidi, you can cease
Thanks,
recording. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
We do
you.
have a training
Stay
session.
cool.